NatureAlly is here to transform how we build our homes so that they are healthy for us as well as the climate. Our ultimate mission is to make healthy homes and carbon-smart living mainstream. Today we are dealing with a global carbon emission imbalance. These emissions are disrupting the natural rhythms and cycles that keep so many of the planet's ecosystems functional and thriving. Without these systems in place, we are faced with irreversible challenges that only nature can help solve. A substantial portion of these emissions are due to the building sector. 38% is generated from building operations and construction. And in 2019, CO2 emissions from the building sector were the highest ever reported, despite global commitments to be net zero by 2050. This is why it is critical to have a faster and wider implementation of building materials that reduce life cycle carbon emissions. What we are realizing is that people are actually starting to care about these climate issues. 61% of Americans want to change their lifestyles to be more climate aware, but only 31% have had made major changes to do so. Essentially, there are 2 times as many people who want to change than those who actually have. This points to an opportunity to provide people with the tools that they need to turn their intentions into action. If people really want to do something, but only half of them are taking initiative to do so, that's where NatureAlly can step in by providing all 61% to engage. We are also seeing that there is a massive global investment in the next decade in regard to innovative and carbon-smart construction. Environmental capital is starting to drive supply and demand in the marketplace. Major banks are gaining new access to, quote, green capital and securities, in turn providing more financing and mortgages for construction. By 2030, we are looking at a $24.7 trillion market opportunity. So the question is, what's holding people back? Why hasn't natural building taken off? For one, there is a general lack of awareness. People don't know where to turn because there's not enough exposure in the marketplace. They just don't know what products are available or what solutions are already being implemented. For example, even though products like clay-based paints exist, people just simply don't know about it. When it comes to a price tag, people do not see the cost savings and long-term health benefits or energy savings of a building with smarter and long-term solutions. This requires some inspiration and education, which NatureAlly aims to provide. The quality and longevity of alternative building is typically a concern as well. However, innovation can lead to higher standards and ultimately better quality. Having more people in the know of these innovations is critical to their evolution. Also, there are 2 sides of the longevity coin. The longer the lifespan of the product can also translate to more waste at the end of its life. And lastly, there is a lack of a convenient place to go to get inspired, learn, and connect with professionals. And fortunately, this is what NatureAlly is here to provide. What we have come to find in the building science and design world is that many business owners are focused on the technical side of their product or service. And it's especially challenging when developing alternative technologies to additionally focus on marketing or educating clients. Even if they want to take time away from their craft, it's typically out of their wheelhouse. This is why we don't see much of these emerging innovations, and why it's so critical that they get more visibility and traffic. This is why NatureAlly's highest goal is to shift the hearts and minds of the clients and empower them to recognize why their choices matter. Typically, when carbon-smart building alternatives are presented to the market, it is very technical and scientifically based. However, not everyone is technically minded, so it's easy to lose a lot of people in this approach. By educating consumers in a simple, relatable, and digestible way, we have the ability to touch the hearts of many. NatureAlly steps in as an inspirational and educational online marketplace that will inform consumers and connect them with the natural building professionals and products they need. The initial focus of the platform will be a directory where users can find these building resources nearby with energy-efficient solutions in mind. You will be able to find an array of experts and resources, from consultants to inspectors, architects, engineers, as well as products to make the building project be the best that it can possibly be. Naturally, the directory will increase the availability of information and local services, which will also in turn create a support network for the integration of these construction practices. Here we see an example of NatureAlly's interactive inspiration pages. By engaging people with visual cues, we are transcending traditional education modalities by touching upon personal feelings prior to delivering the customized informational content that the users need for their projects. We want to create a loyal customer base of those who want to do their part in addressing climate concerns. NatureAlly will be the one place for sourcing products and services that people can feel good about. This is why NatureAlly is the one-stop shop for all things natural home. Looking at the existing lead generation platforms for the design and building marketplace, we see that none of these have any focus on creating a healthier or more climate-aware culture. They also lack inspiration or educational content that keeps people engaged in a movement. And yet we see this as an exploding marketplace. Houzz is valued at $4 billion, Thumbtack at $3.2, Angie's at $4.2 billion. With the current climate and environmental concerns arising, NatureAlly has the ability to convert a large percentage of these users to our newer and more refined platform. Looking at the different features that the competition provides, we see that NatureAlly outranks the competition by offering the most diverse platform on the market. We can see that Houzz is the closest competitor, but they have very little emphasis on the carbon smart housing movement. Although they do have a search criteria and tag for, quote, green building professionals, it's not anything they're really interested in. It's not a focus, it's not their niche. NatureAlly will additionally put an emphasis on specific professional certifications, including LEED, Passive House, and other critical affiliations, which make them more than just, quote, green. Both Thumbtack and Angie's are pay-per-lead. Businesses really do not like pay-per-lead because they aren't generated from a client's interest, and it typically leaves them paying for way more leads than they actually get. They are also selling the same leads to multiple businesses, which means that it is hard to win over competition if ultimately only one professional gets selected. So as you can see, there are a ton of drawbacks to these existing marketplaces. However, if you look at the current valuations, we know that the building marketplace sector as a whole is extremely lucrative. And NatureAlly is ahead of the curve by occupying a space where none of these other companies are. We've specified a customer target right off the bat, and they are most likely to be the first customer, the 100th customer, the 1000th customer, and this is the rapidly growing DIY home improvement category. This is a great target customer to initially start with because people are really starting to focus on their homes. In 2022, home projects increased 4.2% now that people are spending more time at home. So it's not surprising that globally, the DIY market is valued at just over $400 billion. And that's for e-commerce, which is even more exciting. So if we took each individual homeowner and what they actually spend on each year for repairs and upgrades, it's quite high. 52% in 2022 will spend around $15,000. So who are DIYers? Essentially, they are homeowners that are looking to transform their spaces and wanting to manage their projects on their own. About half of them, 48%, are those free thinkers who want to get their hands dirty and do it themselves. They're typically the ones who want to learn and get it done. They are looking for how-tos, product recommendations, and looking for expert tips and tricks. The other half, 53%, are those who are just going to hire out to see their vision come alive. They are typically looking for guidance and the connection to the right experts nearby. Of these DIYers, 65% will pay more for sustainably sourced materials, and that's especially if there's a story to tell alongside the product. That's where NatureAlly will help market the vendors by telling their unique story. 92% of them will pay more for a product that will save on utilities. This is a surprising statistic and great sign that people are beginning to be more forward-thinking. And 78% start their project research online, which is why NatureAlly is an e-commerce driven business. Our go-to-market strategy will comprise of SEO, multi-channel content, and strategic partnerships locally. Because this is an online software solution, SEO is going to be the #1 strategy moving forward. What is great is that there are no current dominators of the key search terms we identified. If you type in natural home, green building, low carbon development, etc., nothing competitive or threatening comes up. What's existing are those outdated websites or technical documents, but nothing interactive or user-friendly. Typically, SEO could potentially be really expensive, but because there are no dominators, it would cost so little to surpass them in the Google search results and be on the first page. Content marketing is going to be extremely critical. Linking our educational and inspirational content to and from our website in places like YouTube and Pinterest, where our DIYers and customer base will be hanging out and looking for guidance. 41% are on Pinterest looking for inspirational ideas, and 90% will be on YouTube looking for educational videos. So we will produce both inspirational images and short, digestible how-to videos to drive traffic to our platform. We won't start with a wide net over the whole country or world, but we'll start regionally on the Front Range in Colorado. There are already so many natural builders, carbon-smart product suppliers that are already here locally. The Colorado Green Building Guild and the Natural Building Alliance have established a network in this like-minded industry that we are collaborating with. It will be important to remember that we are on a mission to make natural building mainstream, and this means bringing it to the public realm in a way that hasn't ever been done before. A lot of the natural building space has been sequestered to industry expos and to people who are in that niche, but it has never been offered to the general public. And so in order to engage as many people as possible, we aim to make it fun. For example, we want to offer a variety of challenges designed to get people excited and build their confidence. Linking in with a variety of influencers and news platforms via Instagram, magazines, and podcasts will offer the PR that is essential to a growing business. People who are interested in anything novel or alternative will be able to find us through a diverse range of media channels. NatureAlly will generate its cash flow through a variety of avenues. We will start with the basic e-commerce advertising by utilizing pay-per-click. By driving more traffic to vendor pages, they will in turn pay for those interested users that took the time to navigate to their site, giving them more visibility and more promise for future leads. As more traffic flows through our site, and as the business becomes more refined, we will offer membership packages for those who want to move beyond pay-per-click and be more active in their marketing efforts. This is where we will cater more personally to these vendors and promote their businesses in highlighted high-traffic zones. And lastly, as products become relevant on our platform, there will be a transactional charge for those items sold through NatureAlly. It's so exciting to be starting off with such a talented group of teammates and advisors. Each one of us are true fans of this cause and are committed to the continuous innovation and growth of NatureAlly. This team has a wide range of skill sets and backgrounds, including business, finance, software, engineering, design, environmental research, and alternative building. I feel extremely blessed to be working with the capabilities in this network that will ultimately make this vision a reality. Natural building is the future, incontestably. It's not as hard as we think. We just need someone to show us the way. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and please feel free to check us out on Instagram for more information. From one NatureAlly to another, I'll look forward to hearing from you.